That's great. Yes, great. And so, welcome everybody. Um, Good to be here with you. And yes, as I was saying, simply allow yourself to do what helps you feel welcome here, what helps your body feel welcome. That may mean shifting a little bit the position that you may be sitting or laying. That may be that you shift a little bit your attention or you allow your breath to settle. As usual, this morning we will have a little bit of teaching at the start here. Then we will go into meditation. And then there will be some space for reflection if anybody wishes to share anything. We're live on YouTube as well as on Zoom. And so those on Zoom, if you share with your voice, you'll also be live on YouTube. And so you can, in the chat, on both places, it's more private, to those spaces. But you can also, for those on Zoom, we can do after we end the live stream on YouTube, we can have, if there's something that feels more private. And, um, and so, yes. Let's allow ourselves to be comfortable. Make sure you have everything that you need. And today's meditation is about it's about self-love. It's about self-love and and love also with the sense of I. The sense of I is if you allow yourself to imagine or just perceive that there is a place from which your perception, the one who's looking, seems to be looking. Where am I thinking from? Where am I looking from? Yeah. And also, where is there this sense of I in the intimacy? Yeah. So now this direction or this kind of compass of being able to go to rest our attention in the intimacy of whatever this I, the sense of I is, yeah, that that direction and that place is a way to get in touch with consciously the sense of that ground of being that is beyond all our thoughts, all our feelings, all our body sensations and identifications. This self with a capital S. Yes. And and so that is the direction. Yeah, one direction that is um, very powerful to be able to consciously get in touch with that. Because we can, for example, in very ecstatic states, access, people do it in different ways, yes, but we can access a sense of a very high state of vibration. And yet, what I what I've found and what it is that's most powerful is when those states of quote high vibration, that sense of freedom exists, is experienced in the sense of who we are, not just as a passing experience, not just as something that I reached, but something that I discovered is at the base, the ground from which my whole being seems to emanate from. Meaning, when I ask the question, who am I? That beloved question from Ramana Maharshi. Who am I? The self-inquiry is that direction. Yeah, that direction, that compass going towards there. Now, the direction is very powerful. Yeah, potentially. And I say potentially because it depends on, in life, you can be pointed towards something, but part of the pointing for it to be actually accurate also requires that we're able to walk. If we just point and we don't move, then, the sense of pointing doesn't feel as important or as significant. But if we're able to point and be able to walk and be able to arrive, what is this walking and arriving towards that? Yeah. And in a way, part of what it takes is a capacity, building a capacity to be intimate in the present moment with a sense of who we are. Yeah. Now, that intimacy goes through waves and waves and waves and layers and layers and layers of everything of all of life. Our lives, our careers, our families, our relationships, all the different things that we are involved with. You might notice that when you think of something in your life, if you think of what you're going to do later today, or if you think of what you did yesterday, you think about it, and if you really get immersed, it can feel like that's what you are. Like you're really thinking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that happened and that happened. And for a moment, it's like you forget the fact that you're sitting right here. You forget who you are, and you are just that. Yeah. So in life, our consciousness is constantly parked in different areas of life, in different identifications. Yeah. And some of them are much more rigid than others. Yeah. So the path that I'm suggesting here is to be able to go to have intimacy with my own unique experience of I. Yeah. And for a lot, it can be inside. Yeah. Inside behind my eyes, I in my head, inside in the heart. I recommend the heart because even when we go into that essence of like I, follow it wherever you feel it, but wherever that is, often even if it's in the head, there's a dropping into the sense of the core of who we are that many people experience, including myself, that is in the center of the chest. Yeah, right in the center of the chest. Now, follow your aliveness and the intimacy, not forcing a kind of location. But the heart also can be really powerful because it has a holistic power, alchemical power that when you perceive from here, when you feel from here, you include things differently than if you're just thinking about it. If I look through my heart, if I feel from my heart rather than try to feel from up here. Yeah. So there's something very powerful there, but that's an added layer. The more important piece here and why I said self-love and loving is because as you ask this question, who am I? That question is a magnetism, yeah, that is going or it has a certain gravity that is going towards in a certain way. And if we just bluntly try to force it without including what we might be feeling, what we might be thinking, yeah, what we might be experiencing in our bodies, we might be held hostage by certain feelings, certain thoughts, and certain body experiences that are unconscious. So I'm trying to be intimate, but I'm hitting like a wall. And what I recommend here is that we allow the sense of the body and the sense of the emotional body, physical, emotional, and the mind to be alive. This is not that I'm encouraging you to think and think and think and like that, but it's more that we want all of them to be supple. Now, to be supple, sometimes we need to go through certain feelings. Yeah, if I ask myself here to be intimate, I might feel a little bit of like a lingering sadness of something or a frustration, or I might be a numbness. What's necessary for this opening to the more real to really happen as far as I experience and understand is that we need to be intimate but also with feeling, to feel the intimacy with enthusiasm. Yeah. Which is why devotional, prayer can be very powerful. Yeah. This sense of this enthusiasm and this aliveness of like, even a statement like, I love you. Yeah. I love you. Now, when we get there, that channel of that open heart while being in the present moment, focused on the sense of who you are, can open and open and open. Yeah. Now you might be experiencing a layer of a sadness or something like that. And what I recommend there in the meditation is that as you become intimate with that sense of I, let yourself be intimate with whatever is there. This is not about searching to make sure that something happens. This is about accepting exactly what is there. That is the way. Yeah. So there's this direction of the sense of I, wherever that is. And it's a feeling of like, where's that I, that innermost sense of me? Yeah. Somewhere in you. For a lot of people, it's like if you're with people and you say, oh, it's me, pointing here. It's not like, oh, it's me. No. It's down here. It's like, I did this and this and this and this. I did. Wherever you feel that. Yeah. And to make space to for any feeling, if there's thoughts there, mindfulness, simply accepting them and observing whatever is there and returning to the intimacy, 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 intimacy with whatever is there. Yeah, or being intimate with that until you're able to almost consciously hug whatever that is that's coming up that in the past may have seemed like a distraction or something. And a certain kind of peace happens just by being intimate, little by little. It might be a bit of an emotional, roller coaster at certain moments, meaning because we have grief inside of us. We have all kinds of different emotions about life, about who we are, about how we sense ourselves in life. So that's what this meditation is about. Yeah. It's about this intimacy and to be able to walk in that intimacy in a way that we let ourselves feel, we accept whatever thoughts may be there without trying to feed them, but we just, because it's that path of accepting and accepting that leads to an open, present, relaxed, not having to do anything window. Yeah. Becoming like a window. And it's that window in the continued intimacy through the silence, through the quiet, in the intimacy that eventually can lead to this conscious connection with what seems to be as a quality of beingness. Yeah. That is not like all of these thoughts that are just coming up and down, and the feelings that just, I feel this and then that and that, and body sensations that are constantly changing. Something more constant that is at our core. Yeah. So allow yourself here to begin. Yes, to the love. Thank you for the love. And yes, simply allow yourself to begin to relax, finding your comfortable position and having, if you need a little water or anything. I'd like to take a few deep breaths that help invite a, an upright and yet upright and relaxed. Yeah. There does seem to be something about the straight back and the channel of our backbone and the energy that when that's available. Yeah, when we're present in that way. No. Whatever you need in your body. And so allow yourself to begin to relax. Yeah. And we will begin here with a poem from Rumi. So let yourself be simply bathed by this beautiful lover's words. To feel supported by these words. This is a gathering of lovers. In this gathering, there is no high, no low, no smart, no ignorant, no special assembly, no grand discourse, no proper schooling required. There is no master, no disciple. This gathering is more like a drunken party, full of tricksters, fools, madmen, and madwomen. This is a gathering of lovers. allowing for the relaxation, settling, settling. Being taken by this beautiful ringing bell into greater presence of the now. We first welcome ourselves deeper into this one moment, one eternal moment, relaxing our bodies, allowing our minds to also relax. There's nothing to do, no one to be. No right way or wrong way. Just being. And there, in this gathering of lovers, with no right way or better way, simply accepting, thawing into truth, allowing for intimacy, to feel a calling of intimacy with your sense of I, your sense of me. This oh so precious compass. And freedom, privilege to be intimate with ourselves. And you may wish to ask the question every so often to come back into this resting intimacy. Who am I? Not to answer with any mental answer or logic, but an inquiry with intimacy of that I feeling and whatever is there. And as you approach that intimacy, allowing yourself to feel that you can feel the intimacy. Whatever feeling is right here, however dull or lively, in that sense of I, that there is space in your body to allow for the energy that is in that intimacy to express through the intimacy. I am intimate with what I feel, with what I may be perceiving in this present moment, more and more, walking towards that intimacy in the walking that is stillness, with love. I learn to love myself, whatever is here. To be the window or the mirror that includes exactly what is in this intimacy, more and more alive. A wonder. Who am I? Intimacy. Resting. Intimacy. I. Spaciousness. Supple. Soft. Softening. Alive. Everything that is there in that intimacy is alive. It's interesting. It's attractive. Who am I? a beloved, walking, lover's eyes. Who am I? No right feeling or wrong feeling. Intimacy, including. Without changing your breath, your natural inhales and exhales can help massage and ripen that intimacy, really including whatever is there and allowing it to ripen and exist. So we may release any layers that are there in the way of this devotion, of this truth, this endless curiosity and inclusion. Who am I? Who am I? Lovingly accepting, including what is in this intimacy. Allowing for any quality to be included. Coming towards the close of today's meditation, including everything that is here, gently taking, unless you wish to continue, taking a few deeper breaths with continued inclusion of that intimacy, that feeling. Allowing for the flavor of this intimacy to welcome you in this greater presence. The more we have self-awareness, the more conscious, the more consciously we can participate in life. The more we participate in life without this intimacy, the more that can happen underneath the table without a conscious sense. So we give a beautiful gift to life, this devotion, as we are intimate with this gift that we have been given of being in this human form. To see life and be in life as an opportunity to love and to be ourselves, our own uniqueness, exactly as we are. You, exactly as you are. More consciously, more in life, as life. We now move towards a moment or a space. If anybody wishes to share any reflections or any questions, it's a moment if you wish to share anything. It can be on YouTube in the chat or in the Zoom. Hmm. Very good. Well, wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or your evening, wherever you may be. Hmm. Just one comment here says thank you. That was beautiful. In the heart, feeling a deep settling and a space where a lot of inspiration was flowing in. Hmm. Thank you for sharing. As we allow for this greater intimacy, in a way we may be more spacious in us. And then when there's more space in us, more inspiration can flow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Well, yes, simply wishing you a lovely time and rest of your day or evening. And for anybody who's interested, there's a free workshop this Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific. You can find more information at my website, adrianlove.com, or there should be information in the description of this video once I update it. Um, and that's an introduction to a course that's starting on August 24th on relational healing. And so this piece of the relational healing is essential, for we are relational mammal beings. And if you find, for example, in this meditation that you felt, oh, there were some blocks, there were some places that felt stuck. Often the parts that are stuck are places where we never were taught to accept them and to be able to flow through those feelings, to express those feelings, to let those exist. And because we're mammals, and these relational beings, there is, it's when we really allow them to exist in us and to flow and to express that we're free. I finally expressed that, and then I felt free. You can imagine like that. And so this container is creating a field inside which we can help see each other and feel each other in those places that are stuck and learn how to understand all of that so that we can be more free. And the more free we are, the more inspiration can come through us, the more we can participate in life. Any places where we want to participate, but we find we cannot, we may want to bring them into relational presence. Yeah, also in meditation, bringing it into this when there's enough love. If there's enough love, prayer can work. Yeah, but it needs to be enough love. If there's enough love and acceptance, then it's included and it blooms and it's released and included. Sometimes for more early traumas or just different parts, relational connection is essential. And this is why this course exists in this workshop this Sunday, the 17th, 10 a.m. Pacific. More and more love into our world. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this. And yes, feel free to leave in the comments if there's anything else, any questions. I'm here to be of service in all the ways that I can. So thank you for coming.